That year, the HOA once again attempted to interfere with my farm operations, this time targeting the pond. They claimed it posed a flood risk and, without consulting me, proceeded to empty it. Karen, predictably, acted as though her authority could override legal property rights and operational planning. What she did not anticipate was that this pond was not only a critical part of the farm's ecosystem but also a key feature in the management of water resources, livestock, and crop irrigation. Her interference would trigger a strategic response that transformed the situation entirely in my favor. The morning began with Titania and the herd grazing near the pond, geese patrolling the banks, and goats exploring the surrounding embankments. The pond was central to farm operations, serving as a reservoir for irrigation, a cleaning station for livestock, and a habitat for local wildlife. Its water level was carefully regulated to maintain balance with the surrounding ecosystem. Karen's decision to empty it disrupted this delicate balance, inadvertently creating an opportunity for the farm to demonstrate its strategic foresight and operational mastery. As the HOA moved in to drain the pond, Titania and the herd responded immediately. They positioned themselves along the banks and at key entry points, stamping hooves and creating a natural barrier. The geese honked in synchronized bursts, forming an auditory warning system, while the goats strategically blocked narrow access paths, preventing unauthorized personnel from approaching critical areas. Their coordinated presence ensured that any further interference would be both difficult and highly visible. Recognizing the opportunity, I enacted a decisive countermeasure. Using controlled water diversion channels, I redirected the emptied pond's flow into areas where the HOA's residential properties were located. These channels were carefully designed to create temporary swamp conditions in their leisure areas, transforming lawns, ornamental gardens, and recreational spots into muddy, unusable terrain. The operation was entirely legal, utilizing water rights, natural terrain, and environmental compliance regulations to protect the farm while neutralizing the HOA's overreach. Karen, witnessing the transformation, attempted to intervene, waving her clipboard and shouting orders. Titania and the herd maintained their positions, while geese patrolled the newly formed swamp perimeters and goats moved along strategic embankments to restrict access. The combination of natural enforcement and operational strategy created a controlled and effective defense, ensuring that the farm's response remained orderly yet unmistakably decisive. The HOA, including Karen, dialed the police in a panic, claiming that the situation was out of control. By the time officers arrived, they were met with a fully coordinated scene. Titania and the herd positioned along strategic lines, geese patrolling the area, goats controlling access, and the swamp conditions clearly contained within legally permissible limits. I calmly presented all documentation, including property deeds, environmental permits, and water management plans, demonstrating that the farm's actions were fully compliant and strategically sound. The police quickly recognized that Karen's interference had caused the problem and that the farm's response was entirely legal and justified. By mid-afternoon, calm had returned to the farm. The pond, now partially refilled under controlled conditions, continued to support livestock, crops, and the ecosystem. The HOA's leisure areas remained temporarily unusable due to the swamp conditions, serving as a vivid reminder of the consequences of their overreach. Titania and the herd grazed nearby, geese patrolled the pond and surrounding banks, and goats explored embankments, maintaining vigilance and ensuring operational security. That evening, as the sun set over the transformed landscape, it became clear that the farm had successfully defended its resources while demonstrating superior strategic planning. The incident reinforced a critical lesson. Audacity without understanding law, operational systems, and environmental management is destined to fail. Karen's attempt to interfere had not only failed but had also turned into a vivid lesson in resilience, foresight, and the effective use of natural and operational resources. The pond remained secure, the farm's operations continued uninterrupted, and the HOA had been thoroughly humiliated. Titania, the herd, geese, and goats had all played essential roles in maintaining control, demonstrating that a combination of discipline, strategy, and legal authority could turn any interference into an advantage. The incident stood as yet another example of how preparation, intelligence, and coordinated action could preserve the farm's authority and operational integrity.